Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2. Since our Dark Elves and our Lizardmen campaign both got wiped when I upgraded my computer, if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It's pretty obvious which video it is. I decided we're going to start over on a new campaign, and I decided to choose Mortal Empires. And while I have seen a lot of issues in the Reddits and in the forums about some things about the campaign, I chose to go with Teclis of the High Elves with the Mortal Empires campaign because I like Teclis. He is a very good, powerful wizard, and he also has a pretty good starting position, and I think it'd be just a lot of fun to see a Mortal Empires campaign as the High Elves. Now, I could have chosen Tyrion, and he would have been right smack dab in the middle of the campaign map, but I thought this would give us a pretty good relation as well. I just like magic in Warhammer 2, and it really just has changed since Warhammer 1, and so I really like diving into it and figuring out the things about it. So the High Elves, they have intrigue. Their influence can be spent on superior lords or used to affect diplomacy. Espionage trade agreements allow line of sight to assets controlled by the trade partner. And then we have martial prowess, which means we have a superior coordination in melee combat when High Elves enter battle at full strength. It really gives us the incentive to take the campaign a little bit slower, so that way we're always at full strength whenever possible, so we get that bonus. The initial challenge is hard. We get diplomatic relations with men and High Elves plus 10. Hero recruit rank, we get start out with level 5 mages, which is pretty awesome. Winds of magic power reserve is plus 30 for Teclis, and he also has the bound spell of Fireball. He starts with the Sword Masters of Hoeth. These guys are armored piercing, anti-infantry, and they can deflect shots. They are a great sword infantry, and they are really good solid soldiers. We start with the Great Eagle, monstrous beast who is very fast, a speed of 320. Melee attack and defense isn't all that great, but still worth noting. And then Eagle Claw, bolt thrower, armor-piercing missiles, multi-shot ammo. We have basically the same equivalent over on the Dark Elf side when we did that campaign. So you know what, let's go ahead and dive right on into this, and I'll go into some more details about the goals for this campaign when we get there.
You are far from home, Prince Teclis. Your wayfaring has brought you to the Star Tower and the surrounding volcanic islands. The lore masters of the White Tower would welcome a new colony upon these isles. Yet there are threats lurking nearby. The nearby vampire coast teems with the undead. Purge them or work around them, but know that greater rivals lie within the jungle interior. Lustria has ever been a trove of forgotten lore. Yet its reptilian guardians jealously hoard such knowledge and rarely welcome trespassers. Nevertheless, you are no mere interloper. Not since Calador Dragon Tamer himself has an archmage of such power walked the lands. Use your talents wisely, and the world could be yours.
Alright, how they play, we've gone through all that. We're not going to worry about it. We do start with chapter objectives: occupy, loot, raise, or sack 3 settlements. And then I'm sure we get another one, maybe not. Okay, so we don't have the Great Vortex campaign to worry about, which means our goals for the campaign can open up. I'm going to be releasing a kind of state of the address on the channel, kind of giving you an overview of the different things that are going on. I'm still finishing up the script on that, but basically the idea is we're going to start doing micro campaigns, and by micro campaigns I'm hoping to keep it below 20 episodes, and so whatever we do, we need to accomplish that between 10 to 20 episodes. The biggest thing here is that you guys will get to decide what we want to do. There's lots of things we can do. We can go into Lustria, we can try and get over into the new world or the old world, and we can just, there's so many things that we can do with this campaign, but I really want to leave it up to you guys. So I kind of want to give ideas, but at the same time, I want you to provide your own ideas in the comment section. I'm going to give 3 main goals for this thing that I would like to do, and then you guys can kind of decide from there and or give your own opinions. If there's more likes on a comment than there are votes in the poll, then we'll go that way. So for what I want to do mostly, I would love to conquer Lustria. That is one of the bigger plans that I would like to do. Again, we don't have any objectives in terms of rituals. It's not something we have to worry about. We know that we can beat the Lizardmen because I have beat them as the Dark Elves, and I think these guys have some really solid archer abilities and things like that. So I think we could go into Lustria, and I really believe that as the High Elves, we could conquer, we could tame them, and we can really conquer that. Now, mind you, 20 turns or 20 parts or less. So if we were to do that, Lustria would be my only objective. Now, since this is the Mortal Empires campaign, we could say, you know what? Screw the New World. We've already been here with Warhammer 2. Let's go into the Old World, and in which case we will start probably in Tilia, since we have kind of our allies potentially that we could confederate here, and we could easily launch an invasion into Tilia, and then go down, potentially getting into the dwarves or going up against the Bretonnians. That would be another thing that we could do, and then working on also consolidating our High Elf neighbors. Or here's the other option, we could kind of split it. If you want a certain area conquered, if there is lore that kind of the High Elves, the realms they used to have, and you're more knowledgeable in that than I am, say, you know, the Bretonnian coast used to belong to the High Elves, then that can be an objective. Just if there's anything lore related, I would really love to focus on that as a goal as well. So guys, just let me know in the comment section, but for the rest of this episode, we're going to kind of just take a look, see our starting point, get some things initially started, and then I'm going to let you guys kind of take it from there in terms of our final goals. So we do start with 7 out of 20 units. I could go ahead and put Vanola, who is Order of the Lore Masters. She is a Mage of Life. I could go ahead and put her in here, which is what I'm going to do. There we go. We need to change our cinematics to fastest. Allied factions, everyone's just going to go into fastest mode because it just makes it so much easier. I do have a list of mods that I'm using for this, not specifically for this campaign, but for Warhammer 2 overall that we can look at, and I'll put the mod playlist in there. Mainly a lot of it affects the High Elves and the way they look, because I think that's a really good thing, trying to keep a little bit to the lore and just making them look better. Other things just affect combat animations and provincial things of that nature. Now we start out in the volcanic islands, the Star Tower, and the Fuming Serpent up here is a demolished ruin. It's something we could go into as well. It makes sense as a tech list to kind of start with that, and then we do start with just some spearmen and some archers. 5,000 treasury. Our income goes down a little bit. I think it would be worth it to wait a couple of turns, or even just go take the Fuming Serpent while we upgrade our buildings. That way I can get Lothar and Seaguard, which are missile and spear infantry. They're one of the stronger units of the High Elves. To me, that just makes sense. We take a look at our diplomacy. Now we are relatively friendly. I don't see them. There's no way that we can get trade with them. And we already have a non-aggression, that's the reason why. The only people we can see are Clan Eshin, Clan Pestilence, and the Vampire Coast. And the Vampire Coast does have 3 settlements, and they are quite a bit stronger than us. I don't know how High Elves work against vampire counts, but we'll definitely see. In terms of tech, we can't research anything because we don't have any buildings. Nothing we can do there. Our intrigue at court, we don't have any sort of intrigue. It's currently not going up at all, but as you can see, we only have the ability to affect a very few units. And we can't even see our brethren up north either. Our objectives, and this is even something that we could do as well. In terms of a poll, you could just say, hey, let's just go after the campaign victory, in which case we need 12 settlements. We need to construct the Tower of Mages. We need to destroy Clan Moors. And then we need to control 8 settlements from this list, which is actually very wide-ranged. Kislev is absolutely insane. The Oak of Ages is something we could take over the Wood Elves. Carrick 8 peaks going after the dwarves. You have Naggarond up north. I mean, there's a huge range. And then ensure that Archaon the Everchosen is in a wounded state, because this is kind of the chaos invasion. Speaking of that, I do have the chaos vortex thing fix as a mod. It fixes it so that way the chaos does not go beeline for the player, and then so you don't have as many doom stacks as you have settlements. I think that's pretty crucial. Other than that, though, I think it's safe to end the turn. There's nothing else we could really do. Nothing else that I really want to do, to be completely honest. And let's see what the end turn has. Alright, nothing really happened here. We're going to go to the Fuming Serpent. And looky there, Skaven's been revealed. We're going to cancel that. Just real quick, it doesn't appear... There we go.
Powers are needed here.
Clan Rats, Skaven Slaves, and some Night Runners. Let's go ahead and fight the battle against the Skaven. Alright, here we go. We're going to kind of chill out. They are going to come to us. And our Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers are going to cause a little bit of damage, hopefully. Here we go, Chad. Chaps. You may fire when ready.
Orders received.
Are you gonna fire?
Archers! Assyrian guides us.
I don't know how these guys are gonna fire. There we go.
Loyal! We advance!
Spearman.
What is this madness? A howling warp gale. Can't move, that's alright. What do we got here? We got the Enfeebling Foe. Melee defense and melee attack. And then we have the Flock of Doom, which is one of my all-time favorite spells. And then we're just going to go after those Night Runners. Look how fast this thing is. Wait, can I really control this? I don't think I can. That would have been pretty cool, though. So, of course, they are retreating. So is their lord. There we go. We're actually having a little bit of a hard time over here. I'm really surprised. Go ahead and get her out. If any of you guys have a name for her, that would be absolutely fantastic. She needs a name. Here we go. Go at him again. Oh man, they're really going after her, aren't they? Here we go. Go into there. Techless. Come on. Get out of the way, Birdie. Get out of the way. Techless. Bah. Let's go ahead and put the archers on them. We're gonna bring our units back. They'll come back yet again, I can guarantee you. Fire on them. We're gonna go after them again just because we need to. Actually, come on back. Forget that. There we go. Pretty cut and dry battle. Decisive victory indeed. Decisive victory. We only lost 29 men in that battle. Received quite a bit of dough. And we are just going to straight up occupy it.
I can feel the power.
Ingingbolt. Province secured. We don't even have to do anything. I love this volcano. I love being close to it. Okay, so we have different commandments as well. Reaver patrols give us campaign movement range debuffs to local enemy armies. Ambush success chance. We have tributes. We have income from trade. And then tax rate increase. We got construction costs and growth. Unit experience and recruitment lords. And then untainted. Now there is a little bit of chaos, scathing corruption in the area. But it's going to go away pretty quickly. So instead I would almost rather have rebuilt Lost Splendor. That's going to increase our growth by 20. Which would be a pretty massive increase. I think that would be a good idea. Techless has some positives. We're going to give him a route marcher so he'll be able to go further. That's not anything else we can do. No, there is not. We've constructed a rally field. That rally field is going to allow us to build our Lothern Sea Guard. There they are. Upkeep of 243 per turn. They do cost a fair pretty penny right at the beginning as well. They're completely worth it. We now have research available. Military advancements, which is going to give us a big chunk of access to a whole bunch of different techs. And again, not much else we can do. We are officially at war with the Blood Swamp, or with the Vampire Coast as well. We'll have to see how that works out for us. We've researched our tech military advancements 1. Units have been recruited, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and come right over here.
Infinite knowledge is yours.
Now I'm making 466. So this would put us in the negative, but I think we'll be able to get into the Blood Swamps very quickly. They don't have a very large garrison. What we could do, we have Spear Wall, weapon strength for High Elf Spearmen and Lothern Sea Guard, Discipline, which gives us leadership and melee defense specifically for Lothern Sea Guard. We have armor plus 10 for Illyrian Reavers. We have reload time reduction plus 15 for Lothern Sea Guards, speed for Spearmen, Archers, and Lothern Sea Guards. I'm going to go with Naval Discipline. It's going to give us leadership and melee defense, and that would give us a really good starting point. Alright, Vanola has leveled up. She is a Mage of Life. Ooh, the Awakening of the Wood. I like that. Gives us a cooldown, and eventually wins a magic cost, which is pretty awesome. And over the end turn, it looks like Valdekar Houndschnitt has come into the area, bringing the total units, let's see, 4, 6, and 11. We got 13. I think we'll be able to take them. This is going to give us the advantage, but I think we need to...
I will give you victory.
Let's not fight it. We don't need to worry about it.
Victory was assured. Behold my power.
We've unlocked the Invocation of Isha, which gives us immunity to attrition. We had casualty replenishment rate and untainted in all provinces. That's actually a really good one that we should probably go ahead and do. That way it gives us 10 turns of 10 untainted and kind of quickly reverse a vampire corruption that's in the area. All these other ones, the Invocation of Vol, Assyrian, and Hoeth, are all actually really good, but I am going to go ahead and perform that right.
A darkness is spreading.
There we go. Untainted plus 12, actually. So we should be able to really reverse that. If we move quickly, we'll be able to secure it. Merchant Lord, Wary, Iron Disciplinarian. We're going to go with Inspiring Presence.
The city is rank with corruption.
Settlement upgrade available. We're going to wait and get to Elven Colony. And as you can see, we get plus 58 per turn, so it'll be a few turns, but I think we'll be alright. And then we're going to wait a couple of turns until our army is ready, so I'll see you in just a couple of turns. The folly of youth, a young prince, impetuous and unknowing of the ways of court, has flown in the face of the order of precedence, speaking out against his elders publicly. Naturally, scandal has ensued. The Phoenix King is not required to wade into the hierarchical scuffles of the court. Yet this prince shows promise. It would be unfortunate if he fell from grace due to naive impropriety. So this is our first influential trait. We could privately advise him, but we don't have any influence. In which case we would have gotten him as a court attendant. If we privately chide him, we get recruitment cost plus 25. We gain influence though. If we reimburse the offended parties, we lose half of our money, but we get plus 20 influence. And then if we allow him to be damned, we get -6 leadership for 5 turns and influence plus 10. I'm going to go privately chide him. There we go. It's not a whole lot of influence, but it will work. And again, that was interrupted our unit replenishment, so we'll see you in another couple of turns. Our naval discipline has been researched, melee defense and leadership. We could go to appoint sea masters, in which case we get experience, but I would honestly rather have archery prowess. That way we can get cartridge ammunition, reload time, reduction for a lot of other things.
Poets chosen.
We're going to go and attack the Awakening. We need to get out of our stance. Now let's see, we could attack this. There are quite a few skeleton spearmen. There's really no heavy duty units. Let's take a look at the terrain. I think we could take them on, honestly. We need to do that because there's a rather large vampiric army right there. Let's do it. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Move, lads. We're going to get our Lothern Sea Guard. Hello, there we go. It's a little bit buggy. And then there's already a group there. Really want to stay out of the range of those other troops. I don't really know that we want to fire either. Let's go ahead and bring you a little closer. Are there any units that we are terribly good against? Yeah, we could definitely go ahead and bring our Eagle in closer to the engagement of the battle. Whoa. These zombies should very much get shredded. Come on, men. Give it your all. Give it your all. Go after these guys. Here we go. We should do pretty good against them. What is this? The Awakening of the Wood. Is that a good spot for it? I think it is. That was cool. I just wanted to see what it did. We've partially taken over the walls already.
Orders received. Archers. Spearmen. Acknowledged.
Come on in over here.
Understood.
So far the walls have easily been taken.
Orders received. We will obey. Northern Sea Guard. Archers.
Oh yeah, this will be a pretty good battle. Crypt ghouls are already up there, but they are getting shredded. They are getting absolutely demolished by sword masters of Hoeth. And then my eagle, my great eagle, she is doing wonders. Go after them, boys. You don't really stand a chance. Blood and gore is glorious, by the way. There we go. Oh man, we are getting attacked. No worries. There we go.
Without fail, we will obey. An enemy wizard is past. Lothern Seaguard.
We're gonna get as many Lothern Seaguard on the walls as we can. That way we can really shoot down on the enemy, take the walls, and be able to move our other troops in. And I don't mind taking out Peter Byler.
Orders received.
More like Peter Baelish, am I right? What was that?
Lothern Seaguard.
The spell's already over with.
Sinner.
They are already routing.
Enemy magic. Death comes. Lothern Seaguard.
There we go.
Techless. They're using magic against us.
They're using magic. Here we go. This is a pretty good point to use this. Didn't do quite as much as I was hoping, but that's okay.
We will obey.
Getting on the walls.
It will be done.
We're gonna wait
We will obey.
to get that guy up there.
I concur. For duty.
No, we're making really short work of these guys. No worries at all.
Slay them. Orders received.
Finally shooting down on the troops.
We will obey. Lothern Seaguard. Without
You guys are over there. We're really doing really good. These guys are going to start melting soon.
will obey.
There we go. Crumble, my friends. My undead horde. Thou must crumble.
As you say. Lothern Seaguard. Orders received.
Get over here.
For duty. Understood. Orders received.
A little bit unfair considering that the vampire counts don't really have a way to counter that, but it's not my problem. We're going to super fast forward time because there's really no use in... there we go. There we are. The map seems a little bit buggy. There we go. Shoot him to death. Only a certain amount shoot him. It appears so. This is just a nasty little shoot fest. And again, there's not anything they can really do. Can I just not do that because it's up on a wall? I think so. There we go.
I foresaw
We only lost 72 people in that battle. Gained quite a bit of loot. City is up.
power grows.
Peter Bylor. We've gained the arcane item, the Book of Hoeth, wins a magic, and then the Book of Hoeth, which gives improved recharge power rate. We have encountered the Itza, another lizardman faction. And it appears, wow, the Headhunters jungle, the whole place is in ruins. that would be more than willing to go after and take over. But for now, Teclis has leveled up. What do I want to do? We're going to go Militia Master. Melee defense for Spearman, Archer, and Lothern Seaguard. Kidding. We're going to go Bowmaster. Ammunition for those guys, because then we'll get reload time reduction minus or plus 7%. Okay, plus 10%. And then ammunition plus 20, which is pretty good. Vanola as well. She has leveled up. Tech, Steel, Life Bloom, Earth Blood, Flesh to Stone, or Shield of Thorns. That's all really, really good stuff. Cleanse Corruption would be best. Let's do that because since we're in the area.
We are ill at ease.
Yeah. We've got some untainting to do, but it'll all be alright. Now this is a rather large army. Bunch of skeleton warriors and zombies, but since we control the city, it's going to be a lot harder to be able to cope with us being able to go up against that. We take out this army, we get Pox Marsh, and then we'll be in a good spot. And guys, that's the end of this episode. So again, we have three main options. We go into Lustria, we take over Lustria much as we would in the New World, with the exception of the rituals. We can go into the Old World. We can go up into Tilia, excuse me, potentially even into the Badlands. I do believe the Badlands are in this area, so we could establish a foothold there, maybe ignoring Araby, even though the Vortex is, I guess that's always going to be there. Or we can potentially split, or just kind of do our own thing. I will leave a poll with those three options. If you want to vote, that would be highly recommended. If you are a patron, you will get, I do believe it is 6 votes. If you are a Discord member, you will get 3 votes, and that Discord link will be in the link below. There will be a channel called Warhammer 2 High Elves Vote, and we will get that all worked out. And then if you comment on the, or if you go into the poll and you vote, that will count as 1 vote. And then obviously any comments or concerns in the comment section down below. Guys, I'm really excited for this campaign. Again, a micro campaign of less than 20 parts, and we can see how far we get, and if we accomplish it before then, the kind of beginning goal, then so be it. And then as we progress throughout the campaign, there will be decisions that will rely on your input, really kind of engaging you as a viewer to really get involved in these campaigns, and we'll just see how well it goes. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. This is Havoc, and I'm out of here. Peace.